Hi, everybody. Welcome to 32 Sauce February webinar. A happy Valentine's Day to each of you. I'm Denise, your host for this session. Presenting today, we have Olena the Awesome, to whom I will hand off in just a moment. We also have a special guest panelist today. From Carlex, we have Bob Bailey, who will share some of his insights with us. We have lots of good stuff ahead, but as always, we will remain conscientious regarding time. So let's jump right into housekeeping.
Today we will talk about using customer schedules in QAD, their benefits versus discrete sales orders, and we'll discuss solutions to common challenges usually associated with customer schedules. When you decide whether it's worth to switch from discrete sales orders to customer schedules, you might consider the benefits they later give. Customer schedules in QAD are a more close resemblance of long-term sales contracts compared to discrete sales orders. They let you be more flexible in setting the price and defining fixed price horizon. You can maintain projected customer demand over a long period of time according to terms of the contract, and at the same time, keep a detailed mid or short-term shipment and delivery plans. Customer schedules, due to their long-term nature, are a better instrument for long-term production planning and inventory management. They allow to use resources more efficiently and have better control over the sales process. And while theoretically it is your decision what sales instruments to use in QAD, customer schedules or discrete sales orders, you might have customers' business relationships with which you have no choice but use customer schedules to satisfy documents and process control requirements. And when faced with the need to maintain customer schedules in QAD, you will cross off some of the challenges you might have considered otherwise. So answers to questions, are customer schedules too complex to maintain, or is the effort worth the return, will become irrelevant for you. You will need to make customer schedule process efficient and worth efforts put into it. And your challenges will be to find the most cost-efficient way to do so. For this webinar and this topic, we decided to use an example of 3 different companies. They're different in size and in challenges they have. Company A is looking for an alternative to EDI for maintaining their customer schedules. It's relatively small in size and cannot justify cost of implementing and running EDI to maintain customer schedules in QAD. Company B has their schedules received and updated, has their schedules receiving and updating process taken care of. It's all implemented using EDI. Process is well established and reliable, but they're still left with the need to review and adjust customer schedules manually. For example, active customer schedule releases in QAD can be closed or deactivated either manually or by receiving new release for the same item and order. And customers often send us information only about items they need and leave discontinued items behind. It becomes the responsibility of the receiving side to detect those discontinued items and deactivate open releases. This company B might also have a portion of their schedules coming from non-EDI customers, so they need to be entered manually. And a third company is company C, and this one is looking for an efficient way to use and analyze data from customer schedules they have collected in QAD. Did customer changes shipping requirements? Are we ready from production capacity and inventory availability perspective to meet those changes? Are there any red flags? What actions needs to be taken? I will show you how 32Soft customer schedule data loader can help all 3 of these companies to efficiently deal with challenges they have. I just switched to the customer schedule data loader, which is, from user perspective, looks like a simple Excel spreadsheet. With this tool, you can upload new customer schedules into QAD, modify them, and review past schedules and analyze the trends. Let me go through our 3 companies examples. In the case of our first company, we will be creating a new schedule. I have prepared, you can type in new schedule manually, import it if that's a customized functionality based on this. So if you are coming, if your schedule comes in the same format every time, we can program that design and you can be able to bring that schedule by clicking on import button. Or if you can just do a copy paste from another Excel spreadsheet. I just prepared this sample to shorten the time to enter. So I'll just copy it into my copy it into my Excel spreadsheet. So this is the new schedule that I want to create. I want to generate new release ID, and this is my start date, my items, and this is the quantities. I use the past date just to be able to show you examples for the company B later. But so let's disregard the dates and assume that that's the current customer shipping schedule that we need to create in QAD. These are my items, these are my quantities. So now I just need to click on upload. So I entered my data, I click on upload. The tool will validate information I provided and will generate the next release ID. Now I can download the latest release ID from QAD in my Excel spreadsheet, and this is what I have. So this is the list of all active releases or my current shipping schedule for this customer, and starting from the date I specified. So all those quantities are active. I know what items I need to ship and at what dates. So this is solution for company A. It's simple, very low cost, very efficient, very quick way to bring customer schedules into QAD if you don't have EDI. Let's now switch to company B. They do receive their customer schedules via EDI. So entry is not the issue for them, except for those individual cases when they deal with smaller customers not equipped with EDI. And if that's the case, you've seen how you can deal with that issue. The issue is they do receive customer schedules via EDI, but sometimes when item gets discontinued, customer does not send the new release with 0 requirements. And this is the example. Let me just clear, and I will download all active customer schedules, all active releases that I have for this customer. I will click on download, and these are my data. And I can see from my release IDs that I didn't receive last time. So this is my latest release ID, and I didn't receive last time any shipment request for this item. So I can assume that this item might have been discontinued. This very often happens in automotive when you use revision numbers as part of item numbers. So every time revision number changes, item number changes, and you need to make sure you clean the old revisions from your system. So they won't affect your MRP, they won't consume your components, and so on. So here I see there is one item that looks like it has been discontinued. So my options here, I can just assign the end date to this release. So I can put like this date, and it will close, or I can also zero out the quantities I received. So let's say it's since it's February, so let's assume that they didn't send anything for March, so I need to put 0, so it won't affect my current active release. I will upload this information. Okay, that's while I'm releasing. Do like that. So I updated, but because I didn't assign end date, my release will remain active. It's still fine because I don't have anything after the current date. It's all demands are zeros. But if you do need to expire this release for discontinued items, you have all this information in front of you. You can assign an effective date for this release and update it. Now, if you will re-download data from QAD, you will see that this valid only up to February 14. So that's the company B case. You can see how quickly you can identify those discontinued items. And in my case, I just showed you one line update. In your case, if it's multiple lines, then you can upload multiple lines at the same time and get rid of your obsolete revision, revision demands. Company C challenge, as I mentioned, is a need to look at both active and historical customer schedule releases. And for this, we just need to change selection criteria in our loader, switch from active only to no, and download. This will download all releases that I have in the system for this ship to, and the range of the sales order I will specify. In my case, the sales order doesn't matter. I want to see information starting from September 1st, 2017, and I will just click on download, and I'll get everything that has been collected in QAD starting from September 1st. And you can see here, so this is one line in my sales order. There are all active and all historical releases there. If just for the demo purposes, to minimize the number of lines shown here, I will download everything for, you can specify either item or you can specify the line in the sales order. You can download, and that's the smaller data sample, easy to analyze. And from here, you can see how your demand changed. So this is, again, the data, this is just data we created for testing, for demos. They are not, they sometimes might not make sense when it comes to efficient effective date start, effective date end, but just pay attention to the release ID. So this is how we were receiving them the first, and then, so this is the oldest and this is the newest, and you can see how the demand that customer was sending us was changing. And this is the generic version, but in custom versions, we might even highlight those demands. For example, if demands for the same item change more than, let's say, 10%, in your release, we might highlight the line in red or in orange. So it will be a visual indicator for you that, yes, there is a change here. Just pay attention to it. It might be still fine, or it might trigger some other actions. You might need to check with production and with purchasing that they are ready to meet the change in the demand. So if it's an increase, do we have enough capacity? Or if we get increase in the future, maybe we can start making it ahead of time, not to hit the capacity constraint. Or purchasing might need to make some actions to bring components in place. It will all get eventually be reflected in the MRP if you run MRP, but here it's more visible and more noticeable. So you know where the red flag might be, and then it will help you to analyze MRP results.
And as mentioned at the beginning, we do have a special guest with us today. We have Bob Bailey from Carlex. And Bob, if you're willing, will you share a little bit about your experience and insights?
Sure. Automotive, we're a tier 1 supplier. We also supply some internal customers, sister plants. Customer schedules are a way of life. We do mostly EDI. However, within our organization, we have some other plants that choose to send their demand via spreadsheets. And this particular 32 soft loader has been wonderful as someone who has spent time entering in manual schedules into customer schedules. It's no fun, a lot of opportunity for error. This product allows us to take the spreadsheet that the customer sends, simply upload it, and then we have full visibility in our MRP and our pick list and so forth. Also, the other scenarios are applicable, and we have used them in the past for that, but more so our general use has been to take demand from customers who choose not to send EDI, and allows us to maintain our system as if they did.
We wanted to show that what we have upcoming. Next month, we have get compliance control of your customer invoice process. So for those of you who have a variety of customer invoices that don't originate from QAD shipments, this one's for you. And that is followed by be cycle count compliant automatically. That's in April. And if you use cycle count to manage your inventory, you won't want to miss that one. We also have a couple of upcoming conferences this spring. The Midwest User Group Conference is in March, and on Tuesday the 20th, 32Soft's Nancy McCrimmon will be joined by Don Lindsay and Judy Gardner to present Break the Pain Chain. There's more information on our website if you want to check that out. And we are also going to be attending the West Coast User Group's User Day event again this year. Their Bay Area User Day will be on Thursday, April 5th in Santa Clara. As always, registration is open for webinars and conferences here that we've shown, and links are always available at the bottom of all of our communications and on our website too. And inspired by the 2018 Winter Olympics, champions make adjustments, not excuses. Obviously, no excuses here today, and certainly we hope we can help you champions out there make your adjustments. Bob, we again really appreciate your time and contributions today, and Olena, always so well prepared and executed. Thank you. And everybody, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you will join us again next month.